welcome to the 80sist, the podcast that uses your votes to determine the most totally 80s song ever to blare from the muddy speakers of a Boardman, Ohio Pizza Hut jukebox. In Cleveland, I'm Keith Marsteller. Joining me from Seattle, as always, it's the creator of the 80sist. He's my longtime friend, and he is also my co-host. It's Joe Wack, everybody. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Keith. So, listen, in preparation for today's show, I watched Say Anything.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, did it hold up?
It did. Yeah, I mean, it's a good movie. You know, just
what?
Dude, we're the age of the dad now. We're not Lloyd Dobler anymore. We're way past Lloyd Dobler. We're Jim Court.
Oof, ouch.
We may be past Jim Court. We may be closer to Philip Baker Hall as the FBI agent who Diane goes to talk to.
Yeesh. God.
Yeah. Also, if either one of my kids stood outside of a girl's window in the middle of the night blasting a Peter Gabriel song, I'd fucking disown him.
No, yeah, that's a little bit...
The fuck kind of stalker bullshit is that? And the way he gets all whiny and victim-y when she breaks up with him, the fuck is wrong with him?
But the movie holds up.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
It completely holds up. Just flush with modern times.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, did you actually, and scene, did you actually watch the film, by the way?
I actually did.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, here's the thing. I was, much like in yesterday's glorious opening that was rip-off scene from The Lost Boys, I was looking for a scene for the opening bit, and I just didn't find anything.
Yeah.
Plus, I got caught up in the movie because it's a really good movie.
Well, there you go. And you were like, oh, I don't want to parody this because it's just so good. I
mean, it really does hold up. But again,
there are a few moments of he's a little whiny, yeah.
Well, just I mean the like when it's he has a couple of red flags.
Yeah,
these aren't like giant flags, but
yeah. Fair enough.
One or two things, but it's like, again, standing outside of a girl's bedroom in the middle of the night.
Yeah. After she's dumped you.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Well, or you can
see it as... There's a restraining
order
in there somewhere.
And yet there are so many women our age who, at the time, saw that as this grand romantic gesture. But now I don't think they would... And it never happened to them. Maybe that's why they saw it that way. But when you dump a guy, there's a reason.
Right.
So, I don't know if they would have seen it the same way if it happened to them. But
if they saw, if that scene was in a movie today, maybe no, maybe he shouldn't do that.
Well, welcome back to the 80sist, folks.
Welcome back.
Today, in the 10th show of Side B, we're going to discuss the 8th and final matchup in the movie region first round.
That's right, we're closing the balcony.
We sure are. We got all the way down the bracket, and here we are at the bottom with 2 seed In Your Eyes against 15 seed Glory of Love. And Joe, it was the best of Peters. It was the worst of Peters.
Is that like a movie you were watching earlier?
It's a tale of 2 Peters, Joe.
Oh dear.
Here we go. Speaking of tales, it's the tale of the tape. Fight!
2 songs enter. 1 song leaves.
It's the tale of the tape. He's out!
So, number 2 seed, In Your Eyes, appears in the 1989 movie Say Anything, as we referenced a lot
in the
just
open,
now. And it's from the album So by Peter Gabriel. It was released as a single in August of 1986. It reached number 26 on the Billboard Hot 100 on its original release, and recharted at number 41 after Say Anything.
Okay. Not bad. Number 15, Glory of Love, appears on the soundtrack for the 1986 film The Karate Kid Part 2, and is also on the album Solitude Solitaire.
Clever title.
By Peter Cetera. I call him Pet Cetera. It's true. I always have. Released on June 4th, 1986 as a single, this song was.
Okay.
This song reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, Joe. This is a number 1 song.
Okay.
But wait, there's more. This song earned nominations for an Academy Award and Golden Globe, both in the category of Best Original Song. Didn't win, but got nominated for both.
Wow.
It was also nominated for a Grammy in '87 for Best Pop Vocal Performance by a Male Artist.
They had lower standards then.
Seriously. And it went on, and these mystify me what they could possibly mean, but I'll read them. It went on to win an ASCAP award, which is like a music licensing collective, for most performed songs from a motion picture. I don't know what that means. But it won, and it won a BMI, another licensing, film and TV award for most performed song from a film. Now, I didn't have time to look up and go through history and find out what that means, but it was a popular song.
I can shed some light on this for you.
All right.
So when something wins the most performed songs, it means they looked at the performer and they said, that guy is performing this the most.
The most. He's putting the most.
The most you could possibly perform it.
So there you go. So that was kind of a surprise to me, as we kind of Glory of Love kind of barely made it in as a 15 seed, and it has one of the better resumes of any of the songs in this region somehow.
Okay.
For what it's worth. Let's now listen to Peter Gabriel, In Your Eyes.
I get so lost sometimes. Days pass, and this emptiness fills my heart. When I want to run away, I drive off in my car. But whichever the grand facade so soon will burn. Without a noise, without my pride, I reach out from the inside. In your eyes, the light, the heat, I am complete. The doorway, the thousand churches, the resolution of all the fruitless searches. Oh, I see the light and the heat. Oh, I wanna be that complete. I wanna touch the light, the heat I see in your eyes.
All right. Well, due to the structure of the song, you got about half the song there to get through one chorus.
Yeah.
But I'm not complaining about it.
No, I could listen to that a lot.
So now, right up against that, we will play Pet Cetera and Glory of Love. Okay, and there's some Glory of Love. Wow. All right.
I can feel the glory.
Well, let's find out who brought this stuff to our door. Joe, did you think the assignment was 1880s?
Keith, I have to seriously question your level of taste here.
All right, Joe.
Okay.
2 songs enter. Which one are we responsible for? Let's find out right now.
So, number 2 seed In Your Eyes comes in with 11 points.
What?
That's the second best point total in the tournament.
Wow.
I ranked this song at number 1. Keith,
Damn.
you ranked it at number 10. We are both real responsible.
Yeah, big time. Wow. The, again, if somebody's jumping in the middle here, the song that was rated the best was If You Leave by OMD with 8 points. This has 11 points. So pretty damn popular between the two of us anyway. So
Right.
Now, Glory of Love, on the other hand, has 8 times as many points. It has 88. The year I graduated high school, 88 rules.
Nice.
88 points. Joe, you gave it 23.
I did.
And I failed to rank it. I think mostly because I forgot about it, to be honest with you. Hearing it back,
Okay.
it is pretty fucking 80s. But
Pretty 80s.
regardless of the reasons why, this one is all your responsibility for being here.
It is.
But like I
will.
say, I'm okay with it. It's very 80s.
Yeah.
Now, do you like these songs? Well, Joe, you rated it number 1, but tell me about In Your Eyes.
I still love this song a lot. How about you?
Yeah, love it a bunch. It's, I haven't gotten to talk about this a lot with some of the songs here, but this is in my upper echelon of songs of the decade for sure. Way up there. Love it.
What about Glory of Love?
Well, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I do find myself, it was playing, I kind of knew all the words.
Oh, yeah.
I'm singing along with it a little bit there.
Same.
I don't think I love it either, but I think it's a product of our time.
Yeah.
Because I knew it as a kid, I now know it, and I like-ish it. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I'm the same. I do not love this song. I don't despise it. And I too was singing along because I absorbed this.
Yeah, I think that's it. Like you take it in young and it's stuck in there. And we could learn a little something about this with also our, belief systems and things, right? Habits that we took in young and we still think are valid, maybe.
That's true.
But
So you're saying that Glory of Love is kind of like Catholicism.
yeah, it's very
Okay.
similar. Yes.
All right. I
Without
can see
the
that.
pederasty. But yes.
Okay then.
Too soon? Anyway. All right.
It's never too soon for pederasty.
Oh, man. All right. So let's start by talking about In Your Eyes, the 2 seed.
Okay.
And it's a 2 seed for a reason. It's because it was super popular to both of us.
Yeah.
Now, Peter Gabriel, we know him from Genesis originally, and then he left in the 70s. And since I think we both like Peter Gabriel, I have a bunch of tunes queued up to. You may remember Salisbury Hill.
I remember it well.
And, I'm going to jump to a great part of it here.
My heart going boom, boom, boom. Hey, I said, you can keep my things, ain't gonna take me home.
So there's that one. Love that song. You might remember Games Without Frontiers. Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of a different kind of tune. Anyway, let me jump in here.
If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without tears. If looks could kill, they probably will. In games without frontiers, war without tears. Games without frontiers,
war without tears.
So those were a couple of kind of his earlier solo hits. And then this album
Yeah.
that, In Your Eyes, right, comes out. And all of a sudden you have giant hits, right? Sledgehammer.
Huge.
This was like one of the top videos of all time, right?
No, yeah, it was groundbreaking, the effects that he used in it.
Incredible. I still don't know how it all
I
works.
wanna be the sledgehammer. Why don't you call my name? Oh, let me be your sledgehammer.
Anyway, just, he couldn't, I think this might have been like the zenith of his popularity, right?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm on my way, I'm making it.
And I love this, and I'll pray to a big God as I kneel in a big church, big time, was a big one. And then finally he did this Don't Give Up
Oh.
with Kate Bush. You remember
Yep.
this?
Oh, incredibly well.
Yeah.
I've changed my face, I've changed my name, but no one wants you when you lose.
Don't give up, 'cause you have friends.
It's so good. Anyway, we could play Peter Gabriel songs all day, but there's a little brief, Peter Gabriel wrap up for you. Let's let me give you the floor. It's your number one song, so I want to let you talk about it a little bit now.
This is my number one song largely because it fucking holds up.
Yeah.
So all right, so this song to me is, well, first off, I like it. I think it sounds very mid to late 80s. But in addition to that, this song was just experientially huge for me.
Yeah, tell me more.
Well, my senior year of high school is when this movie came out. I went on my very first date with my first serious girlfriend
Oh.
to this movie.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And-
I can see that being, there doesn't get
Yeah.
more experiential than that. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought So the album, and my freshman year of college, I would sit in my dorm room and play this album over and over again. I would listen to Don't Give Up on repeat if I was in a really mopey mood.
Oh, yeah. It's a good moping song. Yeah.
Oh, it's such a good moping song. I would just sit there and depress the shit out of myself to that song. So the album, Peter Gabriel, and especially this song, and beyond that, the movie, right? The movie was. It was to me like maybe the first Gen X movie that didn't feel like it was kind of talking down to us a bit, or it seemed like it was a little bit more mature. I don't know. It is a very important Gen X movie to me, and Lloyd Dobler presented a version of someone that like I wanted to be. Not I'm not a
kickboxing,
kickboxer.
but yeah.
No. But just like the way the way he approached people, the way he just acted and cared about the woman he loved. Of course, that little too much stalker. Anyway, the point is, at the time, this was a very important character for me, very important movie for me, very important song for me. So experientially, it is just big.
I remember at the time, in addition to the whole romance and part of it, and the whole his irreverence around meeting the dad, the gas and sip scene just stood out for me as an all-time classic, and I still will look up the gas and sip scene on YouTube
Yeah.
and watch that. I don't know why that strikes a chord with me, but it's just funny.
It's a great scene. The timing of that scene as they pan from guy to guy.
Yes.
And what they say, and then it gets to the kid who just says, "Bitches, man."
So good.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
It's a great scene.
Anyway, maybe I'll link that scene in the description of this show later tonight here. So that's a great explanation of what there is to love about it. Have you watched the video of this song, by the way?
I have. And I don't recall the video of the song from the 80s. So it was still it was new to me, but it was great because it was just as awesomely weird as his other videos.
Yeah, it's kind of, you see him developing that experimental thing that comes out in all these videos that he's done. Yeah. And I was like, thank God it's not a performance video of him just standing there,
No.
And of course, it has nothing to do at all with the movie because the movie didn't exist for 3 more years.
Right.
So it's its own thing.
There's
got
clips from some movies
from like the
interspersed
50s
throughout.
or the 60s.
Yeah, so this one 50s, I think it's the same, it's all one movie about this woman. And I don't
know what movie it is.
I looked. I tried. I mean,
you actually tried to find out a little.
I tried to find it. I didn't spend
You
years.
didn't call and interview anyone about it, but yeah.
No, but I did do I spent 20 minutes digging around on Google. Could not find it.
Now this is a bit of an aside here, but
yeah,
allegedly, according to Rosanna Arquette. She was the inspiration to this song. Have you heard or read? And Peter Gabriel has neither confirmed nor denied, from what I found, that she's the inspiration for the song.
I don't
know if you'd heard that.
I had not heard that, but I mean, did she inspire every song in the 80s?
Well, that's what I was. I read that and I'm like, Jesus Christ, how many songs did she inspire? Yeah. Because there's, at the very least, there's a song called "Shaken" by Eddie Money. All right, and if you know this song, I'll go to the first line. Rosanna's daddy had a car. She stole the keys and took him for a ride, and she was shaking. Anyway, I'd read a few places that this song was about Rosanna Arquette. From what I can unearth, it's unverifiable. It may just be urban legend.
Okay.
But there's a lot of people saying it. But then, I think you know the other one that I'm going to go to, right?
Roseanne by Toto.
Yeah, great beginning beat there. Thank you, Toto. But, let me just jump in here.
All I wanna do when I wake up in the morning is see your eyes. Rosanna, Rosanna.
And I'm like, how amazing must this woman be if every musician is writing a song about her? It turns out this is only kind of about her.
Okay.
She was dating Toto's keyboard player at the time, and the guy in the band who wrote the song was writing a song about kind of a pastiche of women from his past, and he needed a name, and he looked over at his buddy, and Rosanna kind of fit the pattern, and so he used her. So he didn't write it about her, but it is
okay.
It is her name, it's specifically Rosanna Arquette's name that was copied and pasted in there.
Right.
But anyway, that's just a little aside about Rosanna Arquette, dating every musician on the planet, apparently.
She had an ambition
she even
to
dated
date every musician.
Sir Paul McCartney, apparently, in the early 2000s. So
sorry, what now?
I know, man. I don't know what to...
Dude.
She's got a thing for musicians, I guess. But anyway, so this this song may or may not be, take it with a grain of salt.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty 80s then, huh?
That would be pretty 80s, is what I'm trying to get around to with that long digression there. But the rhythms in this song are pretty complex for most other 80s, compared to other 80s pop songs, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like, just for someone who might not remember. And like, there's like various levels of drumming going on here, and there's kind of a little African instrumentation. There
is. He brought in a guy named Manu Katché, who was from Ivory Coast.
Okay.
To do some of this drumming. He's also got vocals by Youssou N'Dour of Senegal. So there's a very strong African influence to this song.
Yeah.
Which is very 80s. A lot of white musicians were like, "Hey, that Africa sound. I want to capitalize
the whole Graceland album by Paul Simon,
David
right?
Byrne's stuff in the 80s was influenced by, Brazilian music. I mean, the world music influence was pretty big in the second half of the 80s.
Yeah, near the end of the 80s, I would say that was true. Yeah. And so I was I'm torn on whether a song that's complicated and worldly and cool with great vocals and great guitar, I mean, it does kind of represent this part of the 80s, but then in another way, it's almost timeless production. Like, so
I agree.
It tears me on how to vote because of that. But I mean,
I can see that.
The last thing I have about this song, and you may have many more things to go, but the last thing I have is, we've pretty much covered it. This is the song from the iconic boombox scene, right? So I mean, it always has to, like, that image, problematic or not, is an iconic moment from the 80s. So
absolutely,
and this is that song, right? So
and I agree with pretty much everything you just said. It's so for me, it's a kind of a seesaw between, timelessness and just how big this song was to me personally.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
Yeah, now that's huge. That can't be underestimated. So
But I think we need to weigh this against Glory of Love.
Oh, I would absolutely love to talk about Glory of Love for a minute. So obviously Peter Cetera was not in Genesis.
No.
In fact, he was in what band, Joe?
Chicago.
He was the lead singer of Chicago. And
that's right.
This is his first effort after leaving Chicago. So to kind of give you a flavor of Pet Cetera's earlier work, now, when we were in high school, and I was DJing dances with Steve Bevilacqua, the albums Chicago 16 and Chicago 17 spawned like 6 of these slow dance, the ones where you just go and like awkwardly try to get someone to dance with you.
Yeah.
And we'll just kind of blast through a couple of these. I mean, I'll jump forward. Let's drop a needle here to... Nailed it.
It's like eating a bowl of mayonnaise with maple syrup on it.
Yes. Habit to break. So that's Hard Habit to Break, as you might have guessed. Yeah. Good luck differentiating these songs from each other.
After all that we've been through, I will make it up to you. I promise to.
And so, you're trying to awkwardly swaying back and forth with a girl who's kind of begrudgingly dancing with you.
Yep, making sure that your hands stay nowhere near anything exciting.
That's right. You don't want, which is her right. And then You're the Inspiration might be the cheesiest of all from Chicago 17. And this song is about Rosanna Arquette. No, I'm just... Because she's the inspiration for all those songs, I guess. Let's see if I can needle drop the chorus on here. Here we go.
You should know everywhere I go. Always on my mind. You in my heart, in my soul.
Here we go.
You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. You bring feeling to my life.
You're the inspiration, Joe. And then it keeps going, but we'll kill it there. But because no one needs you more than I.
Wow. It's amazing that I have not thought about those songs
Since
in
then,
like 35, 37, or whatever years, and yet I know them
every word
so incredibly well.
You know every word of them.
Yep.
Interestingly, Peter Cetera left Chicago and then completely changed his style. No, that isn't what happened at all, is it?
Here's the punk song, Glory of Love.
Like, every single person in 1986
Yeah.
thought this was a Chicago song.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't. It was just him on his own. So he had that brand, though. That was him all the way through. Was love ballads, man. And I do have one interesting toid about this film. About the song in the film.
Got it.
Peter Cetera said he originally wrote and composed Glory of Love for the end titles of Rocky IV.
Oh.
Like, that's what he wrote it for.
Okay.
But they passed. They were like, no thanks. And then he suckered the Karate Kid Part 2 folks into using it for their love theme, which they did. They happily did.
Wow.
I suppose I should ask, did you have you seen Karate Kid Part 2?
I have not. I've never seen the movie, but I saw scenes from it, and the movie is, for me, this song is woven inextricably with our friendship.
Please explain, Joe.
Well, I don't know if you have any memory of this, but I was hanging out at your house one day when there was a massive rainstorm.
Yes.
And the two of us went outside and reenacted like the hurricane scene from Karate Kid 2, shouting, Mr. Miyagi!
I was about to ask, was I Daniel-san or Kumiko? I don't remember.
I have no idea.
Oh my God, dude, that's hilarious. And then did we sing the Glory of Love to each other, or we did? That wasn't involved.
I think we just got wet and went back inside and toweled off.
That's
it.
That's so great, man. That is, I've seen Karate Kid Part 2 once back in the old days and once in the past, however long it's been since we started this podcast, 6 months now, I want to say. I watched this and I now remember how it goes, but...
Got it.
But then,
See, I watched the video, so I remember, because the video shows the whole goddamn movie.
Let's talk about that video.
Okay.
Well, set it up. Set it up for the folks at home.
All right, so it's Peter Cetera standing in one spot.
That's exactly right.
And there's Japanese screens around him, or the walls. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? I forget what they call them.
I'm sure there's a word, but we don't know it. But
and
they're
I feel
very
really
thin.
culturally illiterate for not knowing. Anyway, so it's him standing there with hair that looked like it came straight from Anne Murray's head.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that. Or the lead actor from that sitcom Sledgehammer. Do you remember that?
Oh, absolutely.
He kind of looks like that guy a little bit.
I can see that. I can see that. Oh, God damn it. Now I know. David Rash. David Rash.
Thank you. I could not come up with that one.
Anyway, able to sleep tonight.
So he's standing there. He's wearing all black.
He's standing there, and he is not a dynamic performer.
Good Lord,
the whole video that he's in, it's just him standing literally in that spot, not moving his feet.
I'm telling you, his feet. I watched it twice to make sure that his feet never move. He knee dances.
Clenching his hands.
He moves the hands and he bends his knees a little bit.
Slightly. like he's got like a crick in his knee, and then he's either looking directly at the camera wistfully, or looking like maybe he's looking at across the room and there's something on a ceiling or on a shelf that's near the ceiling, and he's trying to figure out what it is. That's all.
I think he
does.
was trying to give a look to heaven. There is kind of like what he was going for.
Okay.
But yeah, shelf and the ceiling across the room also apply. I started wondering in the second viewing, maybe he can't move because there's no room there because it's all fake. And he's just standing on like a 3-foot square of green screen or something. And everything around him, like the Japanese room around him, isn't even there.
Wow.
It's possible.
Let me throw out another theory.
Yeah.
What if, in the first take, he was doing all kinds of awesome, like James Brown dance moves, like all over the place, and then they were like, "No, you're gonna ruin it." And they nailed his feet to the floor.
They're like literally stigmata.
Yeah, that's right.
Him to the floor.
That's right.
I have a note that he looks crazed, like in some parts. And I don't know why I wrote this, but he looks like a born-again teen, I wrote there. I don't know if that...
Wow.
It's very specific. Like they just come out of the river and they have this kind of like crazed...
There's an intensity.
Intensity, that's a better word than crazed.
Yeah.
He's super intense, but it goes past intensity and it folds back around to being creepy as fuck to me.
Yeah.
That performance.
Especially the parts where he's looking right at the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real weird. And we'll post the video because that's what I'm doing nowadays. We're putting videos,
right.
We're putting all kinds of dynamic stuff up with the post. But for all of that, his hair and the production and the inclusion in the clips is pretty 80s. It doesn't feel like it's from the 2000s, I'll say that.
No, this is very much of a piece with love ballads that were played at proms in the mid 80s. This is very much I mean, I would guarantee somewhere in the Midwest there were proms where the theme was the glory of love.
I guarantee that is true.
Yeah.
For all the talk we do about didn't have a whole lot of girlfriends back in the day, I came on late in the 80s when I got my braces off, right? And from my junior year on, I managed to attend 6 proms, Joe. I don't know if you know that about me.
Wow, I did not know that.
And I know for a fact that one of them, I danced to Glory of Love at it because I thought, this is not that romantic, I thought to myself, and it stuck there in my head.
Yeah.
But none of them were themed Glory of Love, although one was themed after a Foreigner song, A Night to Remember.
Oh, dear God.
Which, pretty bad. Anyway.
The lyrics to this song.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Bother me.
Get into it.
Because he's like, oh, I'm so great. I'm your hero.
Yeah.
I'm your knight in shining armor, lady. I'm never going to leave you alone because I'm your knight. You need me to come in and save your princess ass.
That's kind of what happens in the movie.
Yeah.
With, Daniel-san and Mr. Miyagi coming in and saving the village and saving the Mr. Miyagi love interest and the Daniel-san love interest, Kumiko. Anyway, it's been Comic-Con. Yes, his love interest, Comic-Con. But they sweep in and save the village from the bad guys,
Okay.
And I'm a man who will fight for your honor.
That's right, because you can't fight for
yourself,
honor?
Apparently. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very patriarchal.
I know where you're going with it, but yeah,
that's right. It's a song of the patriarchy.
Now going to the song, the sound of the song itself, right? If I just needle drop anywhere in here, there's no like real instrumentation in here. It's all gonna be like synth.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I would say at about, and I think it's probably going to be the same version, at about 250.
All right,
there
let's
is a
go look.
guitar solo.
Oh,
That's
let's
pretty
go.
80s.
I'll give us a few seconds lead in. Hopefully this matches.
Hopefully. That's pretty 80s.
I'm going to check the ending here. I think it fades out. Yeah, it does. But yeah, that guitar work. Yeah. Gonna live forever. That's false. All for the glory of love. So I don't know exactly what that means. Like, because like maybe I would do something for a person that I love.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he's doing it for the glory of love. I don't know what that means.
It means he really digs having a girlfriend. Not necessarily, it doesn't matter who it is, but he loves love.
Yeah. So so here's what you got. You got a little bit of synth, a lot of synth.
Yeah.
You got a guitar solo. You've got an 80s balladeer from a legendary band, now on his own, making another love ballad for a very 80s movie franchise, Karate Kid franchise.
That's true.
And so, I mean, it stacks up pretty well. And then it was, in turn, it was also a very, as it turned out, I would not have remembered this, it was a very popular song as well, as we talked about in the tail of the tape.
Right.
Do you have anything else to say to sum up the glory of love? I'm sorry, glory of love?
Come on. You and your
I know.
definite articles leaking all over the place.
I know, man. Mrs. Carter would definitely frown upon that,
If she could.
which she can, I
She
think.
Cannot.
Yeah, what else
Can't
do you have?
frown.
Anything else to say?
I got nothing else, man.
All right.
I am
You're gloried out.
I'm gloried out.
You went to the glory hole and it was empty.
There you go. You beat me to the glory hole joke, dude.
All right. So that in this case, the 2 seed is the favorite, which is even, which means you will vote first in this show.
Oh, shit.
So,
All
Joe,
right,
where does it come down? Is this a hard decision for you at all, or do you?
It really is. It
Yeah.
really is, because while I love one song and really don't give a shit about the other song, there's the timelessness of In Your Eyes. There's the
Experiential.
ballad, 80s ballad nature of Glory of Love.
There's that experiential stuff on your end.
That's the thing. I
Yeah.
think that it comes down to that. Is that In Your Eyes was so big for me personally
Yeah.
that I got to go with In Your Eyes.
Man, and that it's so In Your Eyes, I didn't talk about this, but experientially I have something with it as well, but it's with the girl I ended up marrying, and it didn't come about until the 90s, the experience.
Okay.
That she liked this song and became a thing with us. But it's not an 80s experience, and because I don't really have an 80s experience with it, I think I'm going Glory of Love for the cheese factor and the Chicago stuff and the sound of it being stuck there, whereas In Your Eyes is still spectacular song, and the instrumentation on it is professional and well done, and it just sounds so much better that it survived for me and for you, I guess. So it's close. I can't believe I ended up voting for the 15 in this case.
Listen, I went back and forth on this as we were talking. I completely understand why you would go for that, and I was this close to doing it myself.
A lot of it was kind of like Contact, Pet Cetera. I kind of lent a little of my experiential to the Chicago songs that that this kind of stands on the shoulders of. And so it benefited from that, I guess, a little bit. But Well, there you go. Wow.
Yeah.
A split decision, and
Okay.
we'll see if the saucy 15 seed can get any more votes other than mine, right?
It's possible.
It's possible. Keep in mind, folks, it's the 80s est, not the best. But in Joe's
That's
case,
true.
I agree with his vote, though, because, I mean, a first date.
With the girl to whom I would lose my
Something.
virginity.
Oh, wow. Dude, that is huge.
Yeah.
Now, was that during the film, or was that, like, eventual?
Well, I mean, do handies get... No,
No,
sorry.
no, they don't
No,
count.
that's... No, it was
That
not.
didn't happen. Okay.
No, it was much later.
Well, please,
Anyway,
tell us
if
what
you
think
lost
about
your
these.
virginity
Yeah.
to either of these songs, we want to hear about it.
Yeah.
And you can tell us about your deflowering
Post pictures.
on our Substack, which is the 80zest.substack.com. Or if you wanna go get more public,
Yeah.
leave a comment on a Facebook post.
Drop
which
it on
is,
Facebook. Yeah.
We're there if you search for the 80zest podcast.
We sure are.
Yeah.
Find us where this is the time I need to say it, Joe, where all good podcasts are bought, sold, or processed. This is the show where I needed to say that the most.
Absolutely.
But especially find us on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, where you can find us by just searching for the 80s-est, and you'll find our region playlists, and the podcast itself is obviously up there. And so if you'd give it a listen up there and then maybe click like, you probably already have, but if you haven't, this is your chance.
You could even leave a review.
We have gotten a few reviews, and thankfully, you folks have been merciful, and they're good reviews so far. So, yay!
Nice.
Yeah, I'm happy to see it. And you're probably subscribed already, but if you're not, you'll get a chance to do that on the Substack page. There's a big old subscribe button on every post. So
They force it on you.
that's right. So I guess that's going to be all for today's show, Joe.
Sounds like it.
And that's going to be all for the movies region first round.
Woo.
That's right. So join us next time on the 80sist next week when we will start the bands region up, and we're going to smash you up with a bands region preview. That's going to be the next thing you hear from us. So until then, on behalf of Joe, this has been Keith saying, hey, man, back in the 80s, I used to eat a lot of cereal, Frosted Flakes,
Yeah.
Fruit Loops, Raisin Bran. You with me? Rice Krispies. A lot of Kellogg's floating around through my household.
Oh yeah. Same here. They had all the badass characters like Tony the Tiger and Diggum the Frog, Snap, Crackle, and Pop, Toucan Sam. They're so tight.
Yeah, so tight. Absolutely. Did you know they once all combined forces in essentially like the Super Friends of cereal? Like
What?
the whole universe of Kellogg's stars all shining at once to combat morning hunger.
Man, that must have been so badass.
Yeah.
Like Sam pecking out Hunger's eyes with his cartoon fiber rainbow beak, while Tony disemboweled Hunger with his adamantium claws, and then Diggum transforms into Galvatron and annihilates Hunger forever.
Well, cool your jets. It was more like an episode of Sesame Street, like a really, really lame fucking episode of Sesame Street.
That fucking sucks, dude, because Snap, Crackle, and Pop could have totally capped Hunger's ass.
I know, buddy. I know.
When the day starts out, lift up your head and shout. It's gonna be a great day.
Time to get going.
Kellogg's waits for you with vitamins, iron too, helping you have a great day.
I told you it sucked.
A very good part of starting your bright new morning.
is Kellogg's way.
Yeah, Toucan Sam there.
Oops, or rice, or smacks.
Flakes or bran or jacks with Kellogg's, you'll start a great day.
Any one of these Kellogg cereals is a nutritious part of this complete breakfast, and that includes milk, juice, toast, and spread. When you start with Kellogg's, we'll be there to help you say...
It's gonna be a great day.
A very good part of starting your bright new morning is Kellogg's way. So get on your way. Kellogg's will help you say it's gonna be a great day.
Joe, I'm
Which
gonna let you.
includes
I'm gonna let you
toast
react.
and spread.
Spread, yeah. I'm gonna let you react to that because you had clearly never heard that before.
No.
It doesn't come through that there are like 9 cartoon characters singing that really in the audio, but trust me, it's badass when you watch it.
Oh, Jesus God.
It was terrible. I apologize.
No. It's fine. It's just, if I'd heard that as a kid, I would have thrown my cereal up into my cereal bowl.
Yes. Awesome. Also, what's the deal with the Apple Jacks cartoon? Aren't they just Snap, Crackle, and Pop? Are there like 3 of them? Is there like...
Yeah, Snap, Crackle, Pop is for Rice Krispies.
Rice Krispies. But isn't there like an Applejack elf thing that looks pretty damn similar? I have no idea. I guess we'll just let the show end and leave that as an exercise for the listener.
But what are jacks?
It's a great question. More on that next time on the 80s-ist. Have a great day.